All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm Jeff Shipley, state representative for Iowa. I'm very privileged to be a servant to the people of Iowa, and it is a great honor to speak with you all tonight. I have a lot of admiration for um, any young person who's willing to get involved in the political process, who's willing to take responsibility for just our nation, our community, and what they know is right in their heart. It's not always easy, but I'm glad that you guys are getting a head start because I'm sure you all realize by now that the decisions you make at this point in your life will, shape the trajectory for many years to come. And so just thank you for being involved in the Students for Life. I think you're really getting involved with a great organization that is frankly touching a foundational issue to the spiritual fabric of our nation. I don't think there's any denying that. And just make no mistake that if you are watching this, you do have the power to shape the destiny of the entire world. And when it comes to these controversial issues of life and death, like this issue of abortion is, when you do save someone's life, you absolutely do save their entire world. So just be very conscious of your power. And it's really, just a beautiful thing that you're getting involved in this and taking responsibility for the nation and the world and just the most precious thing that we have, which is life. So here in Iowa, we have a couple of great legislative projects. Actually, right now, tonight, we're going to be passing the initial stage of amending our state constitution to clarify that there is not a constitutional right to abortion in the Iowa Constitution. This was a controversy from a judicial decision which struck down our state's heartbeat bill. And then we're also, there are still some people in the Republican caucus that are really in favor of over-the-counter birth control products. And so we're going to be debating that. And on those issues, certainly your perspective and your voice really matters. And politics aside, is really what we need is to address this issue at the root in all of our lives, in our families, in our communities. And so I'm going to go off a little bit off script here and probably just tell you some things you already know. But this idea, this whole phrase safe sex, really it's a myth that there is no such thing as safe sex. There never has been, there never will be, that sex is inherently dangerous in many ways. And it's just kind of a paradox that sex is something that can easily destroy you. But obviously it's a primal force that is involved in just the progeny and the evolution of the human species. So it's just very fascinating. But we need to get back and talking about, when we talk about sex, we really have to be exploring these concepts of love and devotion and what these words really mean and how that exists between two human beings and the confines of a committed sacred relationship, which many people would consider, such as a marriage. And I'm speaking personally as someone who made mistakes when I was younger. But there's a lot of beauty in learning from the mistakes that you've made and hopefully sharing some of that wisdom with others. So I just want you to realize just how powerful these forces are. And just that's really where we need to address the root of the problem, is really just taking responsibility for that aspect within ourselves and really being, devoted servants to God, basically, and basically just cherishing these gifts, these beautiful things that we have as our birthright as human beings. The other thing I really just want to stress, because there's so much angst in mental and emotional health, and frankly, the suicide epidemic is rising through the roof across the population. And I think we really need to explore how the prevalence and the glorification of abortion and abortion on demand, how that can correlate to the rise in suicide, and this idea that there are some lives that don't matter, or there are some lives that are better off if they're not born, how that way of thinking just affects our collective human psyche. And it's not healthy. We need to be celebrating and cherish every single life, because every life does matter, born and unborn, because every life does have the power to shape the world and alter the destiny of all of us. So I really hope you all can recognize this very beautiful opportunity that you have. I definitely admire all the young people who are able to just get in on this topic and let their voice be heard. I think you really, especially for you guys, you're going to start really learning how the law works. It's going to be a really great, beautiful thing for you guys, and I hope you have wonderful careers and wonderful families and just be terrific pro-life advocates so we can live in a beautiful country. That's what we deserve, and that's my message for you guys tonight. So again, it's a great honor, and just keep up the great work. I love you guys all, and God bless your organization and all you guys do.